Yesterday I had a privilege of presiding at a wedding here yesterday afternoon, and there was something very beautiful and very striking to me that happened at this wedding. You know, when it came time to do the vows, sometimes obviously it's a big step in somebody's life. It's a monumental commitment. Everybody's there, they're nervous, and sometimes people kind of very rush through the vows because they're just full of energy and excitement and nervousness. But yesterday the couple really said their vows very, very slowly and very deliberately. They looked at each other right in the eyes. You see these little tears kind of forming in their eyes as they said their vows to each other. Again, you can almost sense the sense of true commitment and really hope for the future, and that they truly have chosen each other to be those lifelong partners. It was very beautiful and moving for me. And then I went to Saturday night Mass as usual, read this gospel, and of course it's a very stark contrast from that about divorce and anger and murder. This gospel we were given, of course, is a very serious, a real challenge that our Lord gives us. That what we have heard in the past, what might be sort of our human inclinations, is not enough to be a disciple of Christ. There's got to be something more. And of course, the way he sort of hooks the crowd is he gives them something that they obviously can agree with. Everybody's against murder. But then he ratchets up to the next level about being angry with your brother and using harsh language. Those are traps we all can fall into. He talks about faithfulness. As I was thinking about that gospel, and as I did the vows yesterday, I was thinking about how maybe something of the marriage rite can help us as we contemplate our own discipleship to Christ, especially as we get ready for Ash Wednesday coming up very soon, and the season of Lent, and it's a great time to renew our faith. And so it might be something to sort of prepare ourselves as we get ready to enter into Lent and enter into Ash Wednesday. Because before I ask the couple to give their vows, I have to ask them a question of how they are here, what's going on inside their own lives. And so certainly it's good for the couple to say that out loud, but it may be good for us to think about our own discipleship, our own reason for being in the church this morning. I asked the couple, have you come here to enter into marriage? For us, why are we here this morning? Why are we disciples of Christ? Have we come here without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly? Without coercion, freely and wholeheartedly. God has created each one of us with the gift of free will. He does not coerce us to be here. He does not coerce us to be faithful disciples, but that is his invitation to us in a free and loving way to call out to him, to know that we need him, to follow him as the free individuals that each of us are. Not only without coercion and freely, but then we have to get to the next level, wholeheartedly. That may be the sticking point for a lot of us. That we want something good in our lives. We know that we need to be a follower of Christ, that we need his grace and forgiveness. All that may be very much true. But sometimes in the back of our minds, there may be things that we hold back. Things that get in the way, things that sort of steal away our attention and focus. Maybe somebody at work who says something, and all of a sudden, there we go, we're angry, driving down the road, and somebody cuts us off, and there goes our peace for the day. Those other things that sort of trigger us and again steal away our focus and energy, and we know what we want, and yet we sort of get dragged down. Without coercion, freely, wholeheartedly? I think these are good questions to sort of contemplate, again, as we do prepare for Ash Wednesday and Lent. How can we give ourselves more over to him in a full and complete way? How can we let his peace really guide us and take control of us and not let these triggers and other things in life that drag us away? How can we give our whole hearts over to him? In this gospel today, our Lord is obviously calling us to a different level than just what may be easier on the surface or sort of just natural to us. And the only way we can get to that next level is through his grace, through time and prayer, through listening to his word and receiving him in the sacrament. So as we do prepare for Ash Wednesday and Lent, I encourage all of us to think about that question. Have you come here freely and wholeheartedly? How can we give our whole hearts over to him more?